y'all, and they were like, no, we don't have any money.
hey.
So we put a proposal together, man. We went out and we got some private investors. They invested in the show. We went to Atlanta. We went to a small venue. We shot it. STARZ said, if you shoot it, we'll put it on. We'll pay you a licensing fee. So we got them to put up the money. We went to Atlanta. We shot all 10. We brought it back to STARZ. But the agreement was that if they aired it and it did well, that they would pay for the next season. Wow. Well, they put it on one of their small networks, STARZ in Black. It did well, and they agreed to bring us back for another season. So at that time, Def Jam was coming back.
Yes.
And P. Diddy's show was out. When we did the first season,
the landscape, it got full, got
right.
crowded.
So I figured, I said, you know what? I need to really beef this show up. I need to go out and get a name on it because my name, you know, I didn't have a name. So I met Martin. I was an extra on Life.
Okay.
And he saw me in The Nutty Professor. He's a huge Eddie Murphy fan, and he was like, "Hey, I know you." And I was actually trying to hide because you know when you're doing the extra work,
right? You're trying to get noticed, but you need that money that day,
right? You need. I needed $120.
Please.
So I'm trying to hide. He spotted me, and he called me over, and I said, "Man, I'm embarrassed to be here because I had a speaking part in The Nutty Professor." And he was like, "No, man, you can't look at it that way. I mean, you got an opportunity to watch Eddie Murphy and me work."
Wow.
He's like, "I would have done anything to be an extra on Stir Crazy with Richard Pryor. If somebody told you could be an extra on one of Richard Pryor's movies,
get out of here."
So I was like, "You're right." So from that point on, every day I came to the set, I watched, I learned, and he would say, "Hey, you see how we do this?" So he kind of took a liking to me. So years later, once the show got going, I went to him. I went to his office. I met with his people. He saw the first season. He liked it. And he said, "Man, I like what you're doing. I like the fact that this is another opportunity to help comedians. I'm going to come aboard." And it just kind of blew my mind, man. But it showed me anything is possible if you put your mind to it.
Wow.
You know.
And you never know where your steps going to lead you.
Exactly.
Because you was doing something that you may have not even wanted to do, but you had to do. But it put you in a situation that will later pay off.
Exactly. You never know where your blessings are gonna come from or whatever. So the moral is anything that you do it with your all because you never know. I mean, I could have easily left that set and never made that connection with him. But it was because of Life, being an extra on Life, that our relationship kind of started.
Okay. What's your big goal? I mean, you hosting a show on television. You're a nationally performing act. What's Doug Williams' big goal?
I really want to get into more producing, and I want to get into film. So I'm right now. I'm in the process of talking to STARZ about some other shows that I want to do. But you know, I was on a show also on HBO called Mind of the Married Man with Mike Binder.
Yeah, very good show.
I learned so much from that show, and he told me. I remember my first few days on the set. He said, "You can sit in this town and wait for somebody to give you a break, or you can create your own break." That's why what you're doing is so important. Yeah. You're taking the ball and you're making your own shots. You're putting this show together, you're doing things, and that's the only way you're going to make it in this town, man. You can sit back. I mean, there have been people who've been blessed to just
people don't know they need you.
Exactly.
They don't know they need you.
Until you show them.
Until you show them.
And that's really the definition of this town. They don't know what they want until they see it.
Wow.
And you have to be the one that consistently presents them with things, and they go, "Hey, I like that. Let's do it."
Now, what's the pitch session like for you? Because you're like to me, my perception of you ain't no yucky yuck dude. You know, you funny, you do your comedy, but you're a serious guy.
You know what, man? And it's funny, I am like that. You know who's also like that? Chris Rock is like that. Have you ever been around Chris Rock?
I heard he's very that way. Yeah.
Very, you would never know he's in the room or what have you. But yeah, I have a persona that I project on stage, but off stage, you know, I am more serious. I am more thinking the wheels are turning or what have you off stage. That's how I am. You know, and I'm really demented.
Okay.
Because I had you know, my wife tells me that all the time. For a comedian, you're so serious. You know, because I had an incident that I got arrested for, where you know some stuff jumped off at the house, and I kind of shook my wife or what have you, and you know I had to do a little time. I mean, not time. You know, a little incident jumped off.
Y'all got into it.
We got into it, and I kind of grabbed her, and I had to take.
I heard she was pretty good with the hands.
She was pretty good. She was from the Bronx, but you know, I had to take those classes, those anger management classes. So you know. That helps. I'm just kind of a mellow guy now.
Wow. So classes really help you to kind of mellow out?
They really helped me to mellow out, man. I'm really the type of person, man, that.
You a choker, motherfucker.
Yeah, when I get wound up, I get wound up. So it's really good for me to stay like on an even keel, you know, at all times, you know.
Okay.
But I'm really at a point, man, where I'm enjoying.
So if you out, somebody trying to get into it, Doug Williams is who you want with you.
Well, I'm not gonna say I'm a bad. I'm not gonna say I'm a bad dude like that. I've learned to be from marriage a peacemaker. Yeah,
Okay.
you do want me with you because I've learned you married, you automatically end up being a peacemaker, whether you want to be one or not. So,
Absolutely. Let's talk about the wife. You know, you got the wife, you got the kid. I've seen you around your family. You are the quintessential family man. How does that play into your role as a national comedian?
Well, you know what the hard thing about this business about and you know just as well as I do because you have a family, it's really balancing that because I've been on the road now for the last 2 months, man. My son has started to play t-ball. You miss so many important things or what have you. So family has really it's really kept me grounded and it's really kept me humble, you know, to have that family. Because one of the things Eddie Murphy said this to me on. When I was on The Nutty Professor, he was like, when I was single and before I got married, before I had kids, he was like, I was an asshole. I mean, you know, I wouldn't talk to people. I'd come on the set. But after you have kids and you have a family, particularly when you have kids,
Humbling.
Because you never want anybody to mistreat your kids.
Wow.
You know, you never want to be an asshole to somebody and then look on the flip side and say, man, this could be somebody doing this to my child. Wow. So having a family and having kids has really humbled me.
Wow. Doug, what's next, man?
Right now, I'm working on shooting a couple of pilots that I've put together myself, just to continue to do things, man. To take my ideas off paper and put them out there. And I always encourage everybody, man. You don't have to wait. There's somebody out there you can get to believe in what you're doing that will put up money, that will put up a facility, and help you shoot your ideas. So I'm just hoping to continue, man. God has been so good to me. My faith in God has been renewed, not because of my success, but just because of life in general and what this business puts you through. So just to continue to keep moving, man, and continue to watch you climb the ladder and wish the best for all of the comedians out there, man. And I believe we all will get to where we're supposed to be.
Wow. Well said. Where can they find you?
DougWilliams.net. You can go to my website, www.dougwilliams.net. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, right now we're in negotiations to come back for a 4th season of Martin Lawrence Presents the First Amendment. So looking forward to that.
Hey, the show is incredible. This is the man, Doug Williams. Thank y'all for tuning to the show. You can catch Doug hosting, like he said, Martin Lawrence Presents First Amendment. Look for season 4. How gangster is that? That's Wednesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Look, that's our show for today. But peep this. The power of imagination makes us infinite. See y'all next time. It's Rodney Perry. And it's Rodney Perry. I'm out. I don't know what I'm talking about.